What's up everybody, Toy Canvas here. Today we are taking a look at the JoyToy North Maintenance Mech. This isn't my first JoyToy, but it's the first one that I actually have the box to that I can do a review on, so my first review is going to be with this one. The right side of the box has pictures of how you remove and add the accessory arms, or hands I should say, movable joints, fully hand painted. On the back, picture of the pilot in the mech, picture of the pilot and all of her accessories, the holographic JoyToy sticker down at the bottom, made in China. On the left side of the box, we have the series North Battle for the Stars, 1/18 scale, the accessories for the back and how they go on and off. Inside the box, you have a picture of the pilot and the mech itself, and clamshell inside that you can see your figure through. Obviously I already took mine out, so we will get into the review. Okay, and here we have the mech in all its glory. Fantastic paint job, as I expected with the last one that I had purchased. Great accessories, fantastic articulation, just everything that I expected. So as far as the accessories go, I already have the one hand on. This is the drill. It does rotate. Great paint job. It actually has, get to focus, there we go, really nice gunmetal paint, some chipping and wear on the edge of the housing. As far as the hands go, each one comes with one of these cuffs that will go on to break up the articulation and hide it. Doesn't hinder it at all, but it does help to hide it. As far as the hands go, they are very well detailed, very clean, and each hand is completely articulated. So you can do whatever your heart desires with your posing, whether you want it climbing, grabbing the ground, grabbing a character, picking up rocks, what have you. But see if we can get the focus again. There we go. Fantastic job. And as far as the articulation on the hand goes, it's just your standard ball hinge, just like an SH Figuarts wrist. The sidearm, the hands have absolutely no problem gripping and holding on to. Actually, joints are perfectly stiff, but the sidearm is actually highly detailed. If I can get it to focus again. Just great paint, sculpt, all around very well done. I just keep saying it because it's the truth. This line it wasn't very well known to me at all. As far as this hand, this one, each one of these is independently articulated. You can open it, close it, bend it in, bend it out. You have it pinch. The accessories on the back, I already plugged them in. Pull one off. These actually come in 3 pieces. It'll come like this in the packaging, and then you just plug them together whichever way you want. This is a little stiff, but it actually comes loose, so you can position it however you want before you put it on the back. Actually, pretty decent articulation. I just wish that the articulation up here wasn't only a hinge for the entire clamp. I wish that the clamp could actually close itself, but those just peg into the back, Then you can position them however you want. These are the wings. I guess you would call them wings. Maybe they're shields for the reactor on the back, but they just swivel in and out. The detail is fantastic all over as far as paint and decals. As far as arm articulation, you can go forward, you can go back. They actually have a flap up here to help hide the articulation but keep it quite seamless. You have an upper bicep swivel, a lower bicep swivel, an elbow joint that goes as far as you want it to, basically. And then it's the same articulation over here, but same as the wrist joint that I showed you earlier. As far as leg articulation goes, you can do more than the splits. You can go all the way forward, all the way back. These pop off, but it's really not a big deal, at least not to me. These come off. I'm just doing that so I can show you that they have sculpt underneath, and they just peg right back in with absolutely no problem. But as far as the rest of the leg articulation, you have a knee joint that comes all the way down, ankle joint goes all the way forward, but you can completely straight leg it if you want, or you can have it more of that mecha style, if anybody remembers Mech Warriors. And ankle articulation is fantastic, and it also has a very strong toe joint. So, I mean, you can get this thing to stay in almost any pose you want. So, like I said, these things pop off, but they pop back on pretty fantastic. As far as the cockpit goes, I think I already went through that, but in case I didn't, there goes that arm. I didn't plug anything in too tight. But the cockpit opens up completely. The windows are just tinted enough to hide the pilot slightly, I guess to leave a silhouette, but there's two joysticks inside. The front drops down, top lifts up. There's also this eye on top. Not really sure 100% as to what it is or what have you, but these also move. And that is the mech itself. Okay, and now we are on to the pilot. The pilot, I kind of already have in the stance, comes with what looks like the Jaws of Life and a power drill. Now, I've had some smaller figures before, but the detail in this 1/18 scale has completely blown my mind, especially when it comes to the articulation. Here's one of the hands from the pilot, or one of the spare hands. That is a relaxed hand. Forgive my dirty ass nails. I work in a steel mill, so I don't really have it's permadirt is what it is. But here's the second hand, meant for holding on to one of the drill sections. So she comes with two extra hands. This is the jumpsuit top that makes it look like she has it tied around her waist. The face detailing is pretty fantastic. The articulation is very well done. This is the Jaws of Life that I was talking about. This is the power drill that I was talking about. Great job with the wash for the dirt and the two tones with the red and the black. As far as her, she didn't come with the belt on. The belt actually can pop off and then it slides down the leg. So if you don't want her to have that on, you don't have to. The torso comes apart. The tied section goes back on and then it just pops back into place. But as far as paint and sculpt, fantastic job with the dirt. Knee joints, I mean, they could use some work, but at this scale you can't really complain. As far as leg articulation goes, her leg can come that far forward. It can go back a little ways. Double jointed knees. Ankle is that far forward, that far back. Somehow they still manage to get toe articulation. There's also great ankle pivot. There's a upper thigh swivel. Can't really do the splits, but I'm not complaining, especially since I guess you could kind of do forward splits or high kick if you want. As far as torso articulation goes, you can rock left and right, forward and back with the bottom. There's some crunch in the front when you combine them both with the hips. It actually works out really well. So she can also look that far back. As far as the arm articulation goes, you don't want to force it too much just because it goes underneath the shoulder, but it goes out at least 90. You can rotate all the way around. Elbows go more than 90 slightly, and the wrists are just like the Mech. You find the seam and you can position her hand in any way that you feel necessary. The scarf doesn't need to be worn either. You can pop the head off, take that off, pop the head back on. That is on a double ball peg. She can look straight up, almost. Well, with the torso articulation she can. She can look that far down, side to side, all the way around. But I'm completely and utterly in love with this line. I'm pretty sure that I will be completely invested shortly. That is the JoyToy North Maintenance Mech, and thank you for watching.